What's up, motivators? Welcome back. It's Kevin. This is Pure Bullfit, coming to you from Western Ohio today, where we are visiting family before we head down to Columbus to go ahead and attend the Arnold Classic. We're going to go down, we're going to meet some folks, hopefully make some connections, maybe make some content. We'll see how that goes, but we're going to have a good time regardless. And since I'm headed down there and I'm going to be surrounded by just enormous amounts of testosterone, both naturally and synthetically occurring, I thought I'd talk a little bit about this increasing conversation, this increasing normalization of HRT, and kids just flat out saying that they're about to go on a cycle. I know this thumbnail probably pissed a couple of people off. I'm sorry, too bad. Tell me all about it in the comments section. Boost the algorithm for me. But it isn't an alpha male thing. It isn't me trying to establish dominance. So you sigma males, you alpha males, of which there are far too many of you for that actually to mean anything. For all you guys out there who are angry that I have the audacity to suggest I might be stronger than you, it isn't about that. It's actually about giving hope. Because I'm a middle-aged, disabled guy with low T, and if I can accomplish what I have, what you can do is probably gonna be pretty freaking amazing. So we're gonna past few years, I've worked pretty hard to recover from an egregious abdominal injury that required surgery to repair. That repair, unfortunately, came with complications that cut off circulation to my testes and dropped my testosterone, my naturally produced testosterone, all the way down to 176 NGL. I talk about that a bit in another video where I go over the mental health aspects and impacts that caused. I was actually thinking about suicide every single day. But I got help. When I sat down and talked with a doctor, one of the things we talked about immediately was HRT. But at that time, I said no. Not because it's a moral issue. If a doctor sits down with you and says you need to be on HRT, then you probably need to be on HRT. That is a different conversation entirely from all of these whack jobs out there, these jack wagons who are looking for an excuse to hop on HRT and call it therapy when it's actually looking for as much exogenous testosterone as they can possibly get. I said no because I go through the VA for my health care here in the United States. I couldn't guarantee that I would have access to it. And since it permanently suppresses you or has the possibility of permanently suppressing you, I just decided that I couldn't take that risk. If I have a shot to do this naturally, that's how I have to do it. And that's the journey that I've been on for the last year. So over the course of the next year, through these steps that I'm going to share with you, these really simple, obvious steps that I'm going to share with you, I was able to raise it over 100 points and then 100 more points to get back into the normal range. How did I do that? Am I some kind of muscle wizard? No, but that's actually a great picture. My wife made that hat. No, we just used sleep, proper recovery, adequate nutrition, and training stimulus. I know those are boring answers, but I'm gonna go over exactly how they helped and have helped me to this point bench 405 pounds as a low T beta male disabled guy in his middle years. Bench over 400 pounds, squat over 500 pounds, and pull close to 600 pounds. And I still think that my biggest lifts are in my future despite all of my challenges. So let's talk about it. Getting right into it, sleep was the first thing. As soon as I got the news, I started going to bed at 11 o'clock at night and getting up at 7 in the morning. Didn't matter if I had something to do the next day. That was one of the biggest keys. I'm telling you right now, if you're not focusing on your sleep, I don't care what you're on, I don't care what you're doing, you don't care about your goals. You're full of crap. If you're not focusing on sleep, resistance training, no matter how effective, without recovery is just damage. And you're just doing yourself damage. I don't care if you're on something, you are capping your gains if you're not focusing on sleep. Prove me wrong that you care about your goals if you're not sleeping. Focus on your sleep. Show me what you can do afterwards. I promise you, you will see an increase in that. So I get about 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. And despite the fact that I've only got one functioning kidney, I'm in chronic pain constantly, that's still enough sleep for me to recover to the point where I can make gains. The other thing I had to do was I had to get my nutrition in line. And I'm not just talking about supplementing with zinc, with magnesium and vitamin D, because those things only really help if you happen to be in a deficit. If you're not in a deficit, they're not really gonna help that much. Taking super doses of these very basic vitamins and minerals are not gonna help you reach super physiological levels of testosterone. It's just not. And since I didn't actually have a deficiency, it didn't make that big of an impact. However, the overeating that I was doing that raised at the highest, my body weight to 278 pounds. One second, we got a neighbor leaving. Now we got a train going, so we'll start again in just a second. All right, I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. So in talking about weight, when you're carrying too much weight, particularly when you're carrying too much body fat, it can have a negative effect on your testosterone. So that's one of the things that I knew I had to do, but I also didn't want to lose strength. If you lose weight too fast, you'll lose strength, but if you lose weight too fast, you'll also tank your testosterone. So I set about losing about a pound a week, and that worked out great. I got down to a low of 256. I started to lose a little bit of strength. I didn't like that, so I popped back up to about 259, which is where I'm at now. I'm at about 18% body fat at 6'3" and change and 259 pounds. I'm at about 18% body fat, and that is a great place to be if you want to be strong and fit and healthy. I recently had all my blood work done, and it came back que perfecto. Everything except, obviously, for my testosterone levels. They're still on the low side, but they're mid 300s, which is a dramatic improvement from where it started at 176 NGL. My mood has improved, my cognitive function, my body composition has improved, and that's all really where I want to be. I don't need 5, 6, 7, 8, 1100 total testosterone. I don't need that because I'm doing just fine where I'm at. We got too many people who are impatient and don't do the very real, very attainable work that doesn't cost you a damn thing except for your time and effort. And that's exercise frequency, maintaining a good body composition that's conducive to having a healthy level of hormones, and your sleep. That's really as complicated as it has to be, guys. The last component that I input, I have the time for, but I don't think everybody has the time for. You get a testosterone boost. It's very, very brief from exercise. In and of itself, in a vacuum, it is not enough to raise your total testosterone over a long period of time. But all of those little spikes actually help in the long run. So what I did is I started working out 2 times a day, splitting my weekly volume up over 6 days and 2 sessions a day, making sure that I get really difficult sets in each session. I maintain the ability to recover through those. I'm good to go for the next session. Each one of those sessions is total body, meaning I do an upper movement and a lower body movement. And in that, I've made great gains. I've been able to achieve things that I didn't think were going to be possible for me with the 5 herniated discs, the degenerative joint disease, having to be careful with my protein because I've only got the 1 functioning kidney, and all of the other things that I have to deal with that I have managed to navigate around in addition to this injury that led to low testosterone. It is achievable, guys. There is nothing special about me. If you look at my family, we are not the genetic elite, all right? Every guy in my family is tall and skinny, or tall and because of an extremely sedentary lifestyle or a knee injury or whatnot, dramatically overweight. There isn't a single thing that I have achieved that every single one of you can't achieve without just a little bit of consistency and some hard work. You don't need to jump on gear. You don't need to find an excuse to take HRT. All of this stuff is within your reach. I know I'm not going to convince people who've already made the decision, but I'm hoping to speak to a couple of the folks out there who are on the fence. These things that you're considering taking, no matter how ubiquitous they are, no matter how easy it is to get them right now, and no matter how people are normalizing them through getting really famous on TikTok by talking about their cycles, it is better that they're open about it, but they do come with consequences. You will shorten your lives and lower your quality of life, and I do not think that that is worth it. Maybe you're not satisfied with being stronger than 99% of the population, a low T beta male with no hope and no future. I am. I'm happy. All right, that's me getting off my soapbox. I apologize. I'm about to head down to the Arnold. You guys will see some shorts and stuff like that. I'm going to see if I can find the bench 225 booth. I'm going to see if I can find any of the other challenges to do. Run into some folks. I will update you on how that goes. So you guys are going to be seeing a lot more videos moving forward. I do have stuff in the queue that I have edited. I just haven't published yet because I wasn't entirely sure I wanted to come back. I still only want to make content when I feel like making content, when it's healthy to do so. YouTube is not my priority, but it can be fun. It can be useful. So until I see you guys in the next video, whenever that happens to be, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and find some time to go fit yourself.